Now y'all hold up 1 second. Pete Carroll walking into Las Vegas with that Pacific Northwest pep in his step, that Super Bowl pedigree, and all your Raiders fans got one question. Can we make the playoffs? Well, sit down. Uncle Shay got a whole lot to say on this one. Let me tell you all something. When the Las Vegas Raiders announced that Pete Carroll was the new head coach on January 24th, 2025, I saw social media explode like it was 4th of July in January. Raider Nation was celebrating like they'd already won the AFC West. But hold up. It was 4-13 last season. That ain't just bad. That's paper bag on your head bad. But let me break this thing all the way down, brick by brick. We gon' talk Pete Carroll's legacy. We gon' talk Geno Smith. We gon' talk Chip Kelly and Ashton Jeanty. We gon' talk that tough as hell AFC West. And by the end, y'all will understand exactly why one of the sharpest NFL minds out there, Brent Sobleski, said Pete Carroll's about to lead this team to a 10-7 record and right into the postseason. Now let's roll. Let me take ye all back a little bit. Pete Carroll ain't no rookie. The man's 72 years old and coaching like he's still chasing championships at USC. Y'all remember the Legion of Boom? Marshawn and Russ? That Seattle defense that hit like a freight train and smiled while they did it? That was Pete's culture. And now the Raiders went out and hired him. Not for no rebuild, not for no moral victories. Nah. They hired Pete Carroll to win right now. That ain't my words. That's straight from Brent Sobleski himself. Pete Carroll wasn't hired as the oldest head coach in NFL history for the Las Vegas Raiders to rebuild. Just win, baby. And now, ain't no mistaking what time it is in Vegas. Pete ain't coming for a retirement tour. He's coming for blood. You want receipts? I got Pete Carroll was head coach of the Seattle Seahawks for 14 seasons. Made the playoffs in 10 of 10. That's consistency. Duh. That's what Raider Nation been missing since the Rich Gannon days. And let me tell you the part Raiders fans should love to hear. Pete made the playoffs in his first year in Seattle. That 2010 Seahawks squad went 7-9. Yeah, you heard that right. 7 wins and still got into the wild card round. And what they do. Beat Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints with that Marshawn Lynch beastquake run that had the whole damn city shaking. So don't tell me Pete can't work magic year one. He already done it. Okay, now I know y'all got questions about Geno Smith. Shay, ain't Geno washed? Shannon, anti-abridged QB. Why bring in a 34-year-old? I hear it all the time. But let me flip that narrative. Geno Smith ain't just some veteran placeholder. This man was a pro bowler under Pete Carroll in 2022. He led the league in completion percentage and resurrected a career that was hanging by a thread. Pete believed in him when the league gave up on him. Now they reunited in Vegas. And check this. Geno knows Pete's system. He knows how to manage the huddle, stay poised under pressure, and deliver strikes over the middle. He ain't gotta be Mahomes. He just gotta be Geno. Steady and efficient. And with Chip Kelly calling plays, man, this thing might cook. Now this move right here might be the most underrated of the offseason. Chip Kelly, the mad scientist of offense, is back in the NFL and is calling plays for the silver and black. Now I ain't saying he's gonna reinvent the wheel, but Chip can scheme up open space like a magician with a rabbit. You give Chip Kelly a quarterback who gets the ball out quick like Geno, and a versatile rookie back like Ashton Jeanty. Woo! That's fireworks. Chip's tempo, Geno's decisiveness, Jeanty's juice. That's a recipe for 24-27 points per game easy. And don't forget, Chip Kelly coached Jeanty's type before. Think LeSean McCoy in Philly. Think to Anthony Thomas at Oregon. If Chip can unlock Jaunty like that, defensive coordinator's gonna have headaches all season. I know. Offense get all the love. But you'll know me. Uncle Shay played defense. You don't win games if you can't get off the field on third down. So let's talk Raiders D. This defense is anchored by Max Crosby, who's quietly been one of the best edge rushers in football. Dude got that relentless motor. That Khalil Mack, prime Von Miller type juice. Behind him, they got young studs like Tyree Wilson coming into his own, and linebacker play that's finally stabilized. But here's the Pete Carroll effect. Discipline. No more busted coverages. No more penalties at critical moments. Pete gon' clean that up like your mama and company coming over. Don't be surprised if this Raiders did finishes top 12 in scoring defense. Mark it. Let me keep it real with y'all. This division, a gauntlet. You got Kansas City Chiefs. And Raiders got to play each of EEM twice. 6 games against elite competition. That ain't no joke. But the Raiders don't need to sweep the division. If they win just 2 divisional games and hold serve elsewhere, they can hit that magical 10-win mark. Now, here's where I get strategic with it. While side the AFC challenging games, Commanders, Eagles, Texans, let's say they go 7-3 in those 10 non-divisional games. All they got to do is win 3 games inside the AFC West. And boom, 10-7, just like Brent Sobleski predicted. If they upset the Texans or Eagles, that's the cherry on top. The roadmap is real. Every team that makes the leap got a breakout star. For the Raiders, it's rookie R.B. Ashton Jainty. This dude is electric. Catches like a wide receiver, hits the hole like a cannonball, and blocks like a vet. You plug him into Chip Kelly defense, and suddenly the whole thing becomes unpredictable. Jainty gon' be a problem. I wouldn't be shocked if this kid ends up with 1,200 total yards and 10 touchdowns in year 1. One thing Pete Carroll brings that don't show up on a stat sheet: culture. He makes practices fun. He makes veterans feel heard. He gets young guys to believe. Raider Nation been starving for that kind of leadership. The moment Pete walked into that building, accountability got real. And that belief? That's contagious. Y'all gonna see it week 1. Let me end this with my prediction. Plain and simple. Pete Carroll ain't here for nostalgia. Geno Smith ain't here to be a stopgap. Chip Kelly ain't here to chill. And the Raiders ain't here to lose no more. You take a future Hall of Fame coach, give him the right pieces, and give him a team hungry for change, that's a playoff recipe. ML record. 10-7. Paul Wildcard berth. Arf says, most improved team will comeback coach of the year. Pete Carroll. Now you can doubt the Raiders if you want. But don't be surprised when you see Max Crosby sacking Mahomes in Week 18 with a playoff spot on the line. Don't say Shay didn't warn you.